And what is everybody? This is Nytmare and Roon bringing you Hang Time, where we talk NBA Top Shot, the market, fantasy basketball, fantasy sports, sports collectibles, and all things hoops and hype. Roon, how are you this week?
Good, good. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good, man. I'm in the midst of this deep freeze up here in the Northeast United States. I think it's a -8 wind chill, so they had to cancel school. They canceled
Yep.
me going out to get takeout, and they have the Grubhub drivers dropping off deliveries steadily at my home.
Nice. Yeah, we got -6 Fahrenheit here, and it's supposed to go down to like -11. And yeah, we got school canceled too.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it'll make an interesting weekend if these temperatures hold up for next weekend in playoff football, which we'll talk about in just a little bit. But according to the forecast, it looks like it just might. So anyone that's listening in another part of the world that's a bit more tropical, California, wherever, we definitely envy you right now. But
Really?
relative to the past week with hoops, a lot of stuff going on, man. Did you get a chance to check any of it out? We had Klay Thompson returning. The players were really fired up about it,
Yep.
coming out to support him. That was pretty dope. We had,
Yes.
we had Kyrie as well, right, coming through,
Yep.
and
Finally.
yeah, finally have to hear a little bit from his teammates on whether or not they're going to advocate for him getting vaccinated. So interesting stuff. I thought this was ridiculous. Chauncey Billups saying that Kyrie is the most skilled point guard in history.
No, not at all. Not in history.
Yeah. History. So I just had to ask this question, Roon. Who would you put on your top of the list, or the top three? Because I know it can be hard.
The top of my list. The top of my list. I'm going back Kevin Johnson, KJ.
Okay, yeah, I had a couple of KJ when I did that little
Yeah.
deck pull out of my old
Yep.
school paper cards there. I was a
Yep.
fan of him as well. I'd have to put Magic at the top for real.
Yeah. No,
Um,
Magic was good. Magic
I
was
mean,
good.
I don't think Kyrie can come even close. But even before I
No.
would go Kyrie, I'd probably go, as much as I hate to say it, Isaiah Thomas.
I know, and that's really hard to say based on the history, but yeah, I mean, he was good. He was great.
Yeah, and then I guess Steph falls into that category as well, although he's more of a pure shooter. And then I
Yeah.
got people that are fringe. I mean, it'd be an argument. Kyrie's super talented, and my haterade may be blocking me there a little bit, but you got to look at people like John Stockton and the Glove, right? Gary Payton and
Oh
people
my
like that.
God,
So
yeah.
a lot of people in that category, but I don't know what Chauncey's on, man. That's crazy.
And you know what? He does, he's at the top of the list there, but he's not the greatest. I mean, you've named like a whole bunch of people that would easily fall above him, including
Uh,
John Stockton and all that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, well, yeah, maybe I'm
Yeah,
just being old and crabby, but definitely he's not at the top of the list of teammates, that's for sure. And I saw
that's
that
true.
firsthand here at the Celtics. Dude, did you check out this block this past week?
No, I've heard about this, but I have not seen it. I think you might not. Let's see here. I don't think it's added. Hold on one second.
Here we go.
There we go.
That was, it's funny. I was just like in awe watching this over and over again, not realizing the crowd was seeing it as well.
Snatches it. Look at him
Yeah.
go up and just two
Oh
hands.
my
Wow.
God,
He hits his
two-handed
elbow,
block.
snatches it. Look at him go up and just two hands.
Oh wow.
He hits his elbow, snatches.
First of all, the guy's elbow was at the rim height, right? So that's reminiscent of me playing, or if you want to take a trip down memory lane, it reminds me of the
Right.
height Grant Hill went for that putback when he was still with Duke. But absolutely
Yeah.
incredible. Every week I see a play from this guy that just talks to why he's an absolute specimen, and why I am still kicking myself for not scooping when I had the opportunity, some stuff that was really opportunistic for him. So Ja continues to impress, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've heard so much talk about it. I just haven't had the chance to see the highlight. But my God, to have your elbows like at rim level, that I mean, and if you look at him, he looks like he's pivoted backwards too.
Yeah,
Like that still.
I'm only 6 feet tall, but I played against a 7-footer that went on to the NBA in high school, and I'll never
Yeah.
forget. Like they were beating us pretty badly, and my coach called some kind of full court press, so I had to pick up this guy at mid court. He's literally elbowing me into the head as he's running down. I'll never forget him running up for a
Wow.
block and his hand nearly hitting the top. I mean,
Wow.
it was. I mean, it seemed like that to me at the time, right? But maybe because I
Yeah,
was on
right.
the bottom looking up, maybe he was only halfway. But I mean, it was incredible. I'm struggling just to tap the rim.
Yeah, I'm 5'8", and yeah, so I'm short, but I played basketball when I was in high school, and my standing vertical, I could dunk, but couldn't dunk faithfully all the time. There was like 2 or 3 times where I would get it most of the time, but my running vertical, nothing like that.
You could dunk at 5'8". That's pretty impressive, man. Does
Well,
D
back
is
then, like
do
I
we have
said, my
do we have
standing
a
vertical
confirmation from
was good.
DC or someone else in here that can confirm this? I'd love to see
No,
this. Listen,
no,
when we have
no, yeah.
we've been challenged as a community, I think, or at least Whale Shark has, right? I think Rizzle threw something out at him and said next time that there's a get together and Whale Shark is there, if he's docs, there's got to be a hoops game that goes down. I think we're gonna have to extend this out to teammates and add you to the squad if you'll be dunking out there.
Yeah, no. That was oh god, that was like 20 plus years ago. So I don't got those hops now.
Yeah, I think you still got something in there in the tank, I'm sure, man. But we'll save the dunk discussion for another day when we get a chance to record it and play it for the
Yeah.
whole internet to be in awe. Let's talk NFL playoffs coming up. Did you catch
Real
any of the
quick.
games this weekend? Ridiculous.
Yeah, actually, and before we do move on, I have to give a shout out to Embiid's triple doubles that he was hitting last week. So yeah. Anyway, now we can move on. But yes, a crazy week.
Yeah. No, well, back to Embiid for a moment. Trade deadline looming, man. Is something going to happen for you guys?
Yeah, Simmons is gonna go. Simmons is. I mean, all the talk is out there. I mean, there's 6 teams that they're saying that will probably be the most active for it, for him. But I mean, they're talking like Sacramento and other players, but or, excuse me, other teams. But yeah, Simmons will be gone.
Yeah, well, that might be a good thing for you guys at this point, right? Even if he goes
Yep.
off to do great things, just kind of
Yep.
clean up the the karma in the locker room and whatnot. So,
Exactly.
uh weird weekend of football as it always is last week of the season. We had a lot of
Yep.
people that put in picks that kind of got blown up. People sit, people rest, people get
Hmm.
COVID. A lot of crazy stuff happens. Colts collapse, which I didn't really
Yeah.
see coming. And we end up with this playoff bracket. And the question's ruminating now: Brady or Rodgers for MVP? Tough question.
Yep.
And then, it's interesting to see new teams in the fold, right? Heading into
I
this
know.
playoff bracket.
Yeah, I mean, seeing Cincinnati in there. I mean, even the Rams they've been there before, but like Tennessee, where they are, and San Francisco, it's fun to have all these teams back. But that far right bracket, the top right, whew,
Yeah, no, it's a tough bracket, but I'm telling you, the AFC doesn't look like a cakewalk either. Just the game coming up is for the Patriots Buffalo
yeah,
game.
Buffalo, it's a good
Negative
game.
temperatures in Buffalo in the cold. That's
Yep.
going to be a zoo. And inevitably, these Patriot playoff games always fall on my birthday weekend. So it's a predicator of my mood and what kind of celebration, or, in
Uh
years
huh.
past, it would be like I'm either drinking to celebrate or drown in my sorrows. So we'll see what will happen. But that's a rough gamut. That's a gauntlet over
Yep.
there as well. You know,
Yep.
I
So
really like to see, I like
yeah,
to see Cincinnati make some noise, quite honestly.
you got Rude Moose on you now. They're
I'm
playing
not,
her
I'm not,
team.
hey, I'm not saying win. I'm saying make some noise.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I mean, I get you on what you were saying with whether or not you're drinking in celebratory fashion or in sorrow, because right now, looking at the Eagles and Bucks, obviously I think that the Bucks are going to win, but I have to root for the Philly. I can't go against it.
Who's the dark horse in here, Roon? I'm gonna put you on the spot.
The dark horse. I I want to say Buffalo. I want to say Buffalo. And I'm sorry to say that, but I really think that they're going to give the Patriots a run for their money.
Yeah, no, I think listen, Pat's rebuild kind of, went pretty quick here and got back to playoff
Yeah,
contention sooner than anyone thought. So I feel like I'm playing with house money. I want to win, obviously. I
yeah,
think
definitely.
I think, Pittsburgh can be sneaky. I think people
Yeah,
underestimate Pittsburgh and, with their coaching and their quarterback play,
mhm,
just being able to do some things when he wants to turn it on. I think they may
yeah.
be able to sneak and surprise some people. So we'll see.
Is Roethlisberger? Has he announced that this is his last year, or
I don't really
I was
know
just saying because
offhand.
if he announced that, then there might be some extra fire under their toes, to perform for him. But
Yeah, I don't know if
not sure.
who knows if they need it. Tomlin said he was sleeping when he found out that everything was all good and they had clinched. So I don't know if fire is really their thing. Let's talk Top
Right.
Shot, right? So
Yeah.
pretty good start to the year, right? Market cap climbed. We're up over 800K for a bit here. Net, some percentage growth versus a week ago when we took a
Yep.
look at it as well. You can see a slight dip here as we come into today. When you look at the individual metrics, you can see
Yeah.
market cap growth here, the indexes that they have rising. Unique buyers seems to be climbing as well,
Yeah.
which is interesting to see, because when we look at the new people onboarded on Rookshot Market, it doesn't seem to
Mhm.
have much more than that trickle. So I guess more people
Yep.
participating that may have been lapsed.
That's true. That's true. And I mean, if you're taking a look at the graph that you have here compared to the other one, it is funny how the difference in size, can make you think that it's not that big of a movement. But yeah, it looks like there's more people just coming on out to check it out for the first time.
Well, net, interesting to see the base sets continue to climb here, and
Yes.
and appreciate week over week. I think this is the third consecutive week that we've seen this.
Hmm.
So obviously, some more optimism post, I guess, loss realization for tax purposes, right? Like a lot of people
Yeah.
were talking about the sales volume heading into the end of the year may have been inflated. I think a lot of people may have held off making moves as well. And so a lot of positive sentiment, really, in general. I've seen people
Yeah.
in our community as well as on Twitter saying things to the effect of, we were hard on Dapper, but they really kind of pulled it together and came through. Now, I don't think that a lot has changed with their machinations of what they're doing with the platform, but if it's just
Hmm.
by seeing sales activity and people appreciating what's in the market with their wallets,
Yeah.
I guess props to them for being able to stick it through and stick to their vision.
I do like the fact that they seem to learn from any form of, I don't want to say mistakes in a negative way, but there are areas of opportunity where they mess up something or they didn't get something just right. They fix it. They learn.
Some would argue with you about that, but that's for a whole nother stream for
Yeah.
another day, right? When we look at the whale vault in particular, slightly, down from where we had last looked at it. I think we had looked at 25 million a week ago, and it's 24.6, so a slight deviation there. Similarly, on Evaluate Market, we're at 27.8. We were at roughly 28.4 last week. We've taken a look at the individual moments that
Hmm.
comprise this and saw where a slight deviation could cause that. So nothing of concern. I would call it relatively
Yep.
flat for the whale vault week over week.
Yep.
And my Jokic continues to be healthy, so that's a good sign. We saw that jump
Yes.
from a steady $70 to over, I think it was like 127 or something crazy last week.
127.
Maybe,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
maybe there was some kind of challenge at play, but still floating healthily above that. Nearly 50% increase versus that benchmark that it was kind of floating at. So that's good to see. And nothing really
Yeah.
jumped out at me when I was looking here at the individual sets and what was moving. So it looks like steady progressive growth across market activity over the past week.
Jarrett Jack.
I don't know about you, but we talked about clearing out some stuff that we had in inventory and kind
Yes.
of looking to reposition
Yes.
ourselves, which I did. I still haven't gone back in with anything as far
Ooh,
as making an
can you go
investment
back real
goes.
quick?
Yep.
Can you go back real quick? So check out Zion, that Zion Williamson, that block
Yes.
down there. That's the one I sold, but it
Was
didn't
it
have those
really?
badges. Yeah, it was that same
Th-
block. It didn't have the badges though.
this past week?
No. That's the one that I sold like back in the day that I got like
Ah,
2,500 for. It
okay.
was that
So
one.
so you weren't far off from what you see here as a sales
No,
metric.
which is
Although
good.
if
Good.
I'm sure if you looked at the peak, you don't
Yeah,
want
I
to do
know,
that.
right?
Yeah,
I'll
don't
cry.
don't do that. Yeah, don't do that. Um, the challenges we talked about had continued over the past week, right? So they
Yes.
had the tiered flash challenges, which are interesting. There
Hmm.
was some pushback when they had some that were really difficult, unless you had a bunch of legendaries, you couldn't participate. Are you doing these? I wonder if our community is doing these, because I just feel like it's a bit convoluted and, I haven't
Yeah.
really put in much effort.
I see the emails come in every single time, and I just, because of the past, I kind of just overlook them. And now that they're tiered, I probably should take a look to see if something. But again, I also know that my collector score is down pretty far, so the likelihood that I'll have what they have even for easy is slim. I'll probably obviously get closer to easy, but it would still require some work from me.
Yeah, no, I gutted my collector score too, but it's
Yeah.
still interesting that that's an opportunity. Here we
Yeah.
had the Klay Thompson return challenge, which was pretty cool. I'm sure there'll be some new cool ones on deck as well.
Yep.
Let's talk about Hustle and Show. So Hustle and Show released today,
Yes.
and I was a glutton for punishment after liquidating a bunch of moments. Went back in for 4 packs, so we'll rip those at the end of the stream.
Good. Yep.
But it was pretty cool. We saw a lot of people pretty happy about the fact that they were adding utility to the set. So if you already had Series 2 in completion, you were airdropped 3 packs of this Series 3 Hustle and Show.
Yes, and that's a good change. It's something different, and that's where I'm saying like they're learning as they go.
Yeah, Esoteric had mentioned that he's mostly selling into the challenges, to be honest, and that's a good strategy.
Yeah, really.
When there's driven up demand for it, just because what are the rewards now? Packs, right? Even if it's a fandom moment, unless it's a really iconic player, not sure that the EV makes it worth it.
Yeah,
But back to Hustle and Show, $14 each. You can buy 2 packs at a time. You could hop back in the line if you had the time or the desire, which I happen to be here working on some other stuff. So I did it twice.
Oh, wow.
So got back in and was able to score again. Possibly could have done a
Nice.
third if I was paying attention.
Right.
And I did see someone in the community mention that they got 6 packs. So a fellow glutton for punishment. Shout outs to you guys. We'll drop some Joe Boos so that we can rip and score some dope stuff. 155,000 packs dropped. So a lot of supply, but the Hustle and Show moments are about, I think, 18,000 LE each, right? So relative to the set size, that is limited edition now. That is a big number, but,
yes, it is.
I have a question. I wonder if they're, the numbers that they had set for edition sizes for Series 3 is matching up with what they anticipated for user growth, right? Because we saw that trickle of new users. It's not a huge influx, but I think they talked about scaling the size of the editions because of the new users that would be onboarded.
Yeah, no, and again, trying to get those, trying to do things like this in order to bring in new people. You'd have to get word of mouth out there from people that are already doing it, trying to get their friends involved and stuff like that. In my opinion, unless you're going Twitter market crazy. So,
right. Yeah, so some interesting moments from Hustle and Show. I mean, I guess it is what it is. I'm more interested in just trying to see if I can complete the sets, I guess, and sell into some showcases. But I actually just wanted to participate and be able to rip with you guys, to be honest.
Nice.
And then likewise, there's some rookies in the base set that we could score as well, right? So maybe we get a cam. We'll see what happens there when we rip. NFL All Day over the past week released Wave 4. I think it was Wave 4. I've heard mixed things because they've been under wraps, although there have been a lot of loose lips this past week. I don't know if they lifted some of their NDA, but Wave 4 beta invites went out. I was one of the few in our community that did not get invited on either of my email addresses that I had signed up for. So disappointed in that. But I think, even right before this, I was refreshing my email, like, let me be able to say I'm in there. And I came to an epiphany that the reason why they did not allow me into the beta was because I'm going to be first in line. I'm in first in line for the UFC. So I don't know if you, I don't know if you knew that. I don't know if they know that, but I'm sharing that right now with everybody. That's the reason why I'm not in the NFL All Day beta.
Well, then I'm really curious as to what my issue is, because I'm not in there at all. And everyone that's getting these invites, I'm super excited for. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, they sigh. And maybe it's because they know that I'm going to be up there for UFC. So who knows?
Yeah, you know what? I think it's now they're waiting to see you dunk, Roon. So I think we got to post the evidence, and you'll get it the next day. But the drop happened. A lot of people in our community were able to get in, and we're pretty hyped. It was interesting to see. So they had standard packs, which were $49. They had premium packs, which were $249. They were like 18,000 of the standard. I think there was roughly 3 and change of the premium, and people were scoring legendaries within the pack. So you pull the pack, you have an opportunity to get the rare, which was pretty dope.
Who was it that pulled a Ben Roethlisberger? Oh, who was that in our community?
You could go over there and scroll and check and let us know. But that's super dope. I'm curious on how exactly they can do that, because before, when the
Oh yeah.
discussion was relative to Top Shot, it was that they had to construct it in such a way that it abided by loot box laws and whatnot. So
Oh
maybe they
yep.
have more clarity on how to institute that. Obviously, to
Yep.
retroactively change things would be difficult, but I like that they're experimenting and already things are different with what they're trying to build here.
Yeah, yeah, and it was Flotchi 132 FLOTSCHI 132 pulled that. Um, what's funny is taking a look at the stuff he pulled. I I'm not a big follower on most teams, but other than Philly and some others, but so everyone else that's in there besides Derek Carr and J.C. Jackson, I didn't even know. But seeing that Roethlisberger legendary was amazing, and the fact that he pulled it from that is just
It made you
it
immediately
gives you
FOMO,
hope.
didn't it? It
It,
made you
it
immediately
did,
FOMO,
it
didn't it?
did.
Right? I'm ready to get in
Yeah,
there. So I had my Dapper Bucks ready, man. You guys missed out,
yeah,
but I understand. I'm the guinea pig for UFC.
uh-huh,
So lay it on me. I will take this responsibility. I will carry the cross for everyone and
uh-huh.
get in there and do some damage. But hopefully we see this open up. I think they talked about a macro grader launch prior to the end of the season. They got a few weeks, or actually a month,
Hmm.
right, until the end of the playoffs and the Super Bowl run. So maybe more of us will have an opportunity to
Yeah,
get in. But I like seeing that, man. I thought it was pretty cool.
yep,
Now the gamification remains to be seen.
yeah,
How they're going to do some of those team things that I really haven't seen play out in any of the
yeah,
leaks. There was talks about 2-minute drills and team
yeah, yep,
impacts
yep.
and things like that. So we'll see that coming soon.
So yeah, and I'm taking a look at the chat, and there's quite a few people in here who got picked one to buy, and also did buy, but now are saying they haven't opened their packs yet. Ooh,
Yeah, well, I believe I could be mistaken. So I'm
yeah,
doing this right off the cuff here, but in my
yep.
travels over the past week, I believe I saw that the packs are literally on chain, which would mean the packs are
Ooh,
resaleable on NFL All Day versus
mm,
NBA Top Shot. So if that's the
gotcha.
case already, they've taken that
Yep,
concern and that, or rather, that interest from NBA Top Shot and try to
yep,
institute it here, which is I find it intriguing that they now have two products so they can kind of juxtapose them against each other and see what best
yeah,
practices in some instances.
yeah,
Obviously there's nuanced stuff that would be applicable just to the existing market with
exactly,
NBA Top Shot from timing
exactly.
but being able to say, okay, let's try it this way on this one, this way on that one, and see which one succeeds. That's intriguing to me.
Yeah, and just the simple fact, just like you said, they're able to test certain things on one platform or with one sport and then try it again with another. It wouldn't surprise me that they do this until they perfect a system, that they do this with most of their other drops.
Yeah, for sure. But obviously they have infrastructure there. So,
Yeah. Yep.
I think best practices will roll out
Hmm.
across their ecosystem. We already saw with Eternal, right? They have a lot of things that they can do differently. It's just a matter
Hmm.
of how they want to institute it. And obviously there's a lot of concerned parties. So, not
Yeah.
to beat a dead horse, NFL All Day, cool. You didn't let me in. I understand why now. Thank you for
Yep.
giving me the message. And I will be thinking of all the UFC and Pride fighters that I will be collecting and how I will showcase them. So I'm waiting for the
Definitely.
email. I'm waiting for the email, Dapper. Another thing I wanted to mention: Candy Digital. For those of us that had the opportunity to hop in, and if you didn't, if you were interested in MLB, actually, I think I saw some people got some sick polls, if I recall, from our community. Their marketplace goes live January 15th. So that is around the
Interesting.
corner. And the pre listing is open now. So you can pre list your NFTs. I don't know why you would do that.
Yeah, that'd be
I
kind of
would,
weird.
yeah, I mean, it's kind of like when a new coin listing happens, right? You hope for someone to
Yeah.
grab something at a ridiculous astronomical price, but I would assume you'd want some price discovery before you get out there.
Yeah, exactly. Because the last thing that you want to do is put something up for like say $1 million and have someone else come in from behind for 25 bucks, and then that just becomes the norm.
Yeah, unless you're the one that sold it for 1 million, right? Which has happened. There's been some fat
Which is
fingers from
true. That's
crypto to
true.
NFTs, I'm sure. Although the NFTs, I always wonder if that's a little tax purposes or some money moving
Right,
around. But
right.
Lady Warboss has said that she's hyped for Candy Digital. I think she was involved in the drop, if I'm not mistaken. So she will probably
Nice.
be our peak under the tent there as she gets used to the
There you go.
marketplace.
Nice. That's awesome. I can't wait
Yeah,
to see these.
she's going to take our strategy and set it at $1 million. Let us know if it goes through, and Roon will take 10% commission to go buy a camera and film his dunk for next week. And this is talking with regards to the marketplace pre-listing. Go ahead and get your moments up there. I thought this was cool. Did you see this, Roon? So Medikey
Hold on
actually.
okay.
Oh,
Go ahead.
were you getting your shoes on for the dunk? What were you doing over there?
I was just warming up. No, my headphones kept cutting out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think you were just stretching. You're just trying to get loose.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So Maddie over at DCL and Medikey
Yep.
was talking about the Australian Open and some of the integration they're doing with NFTs. Did you have a chance to look at this?
No, I didn't. I did hear that they were thinking about doing some things with that, and there's been a lot of talk with Maddie going on for the Australian Open. I've been following. The only thing about the Australian Open that I've been following has just been the case of the one player who's like held up in a hotel. So
Yeah. What's up? Yeah. What's up, Zorro? What's up, Justin? Let the man free, huh? He's got some tennis to play. But anyway,
Yeah.
I'm going to butcher this, but to make this succinct, they're doing some interesting things with the NFTs. So there's there's some generative
Yep.
tennis balls, so to speak, that have some different attributes. They correspond with places that plots on the tennis court, and
wow.
say there's a winning, I don't know what you call it, a
Yeah.
winning tennis strike or something that bounces off of there and scores the win for the match.
It'll be
That
recorded.
that attribute goes on chain and becomes part of that NFT. So in theory, the plot that you get could become like the Serena Williams, Grand Slam winning, chip. And so that escalates in value. And then there's corresponding physicals that are part of it. So I'd encourage you to take a look at it. There's a lot of different things, but
Wow.
the integration is pretty crazy. A lot of thought went behind this, and it's
Yeah.
encouraging to see that. Imagine you had a place of a basketball court, as
yeah.
well, and where someone pulled up and hit a game winner, that could be yours, right? Like some incredible
Yeah.
stuff there. And I love to see the innovation.
So it's what's really cool about this is it does, especially from the crypto community, like it'll garner interest in the sport as well, like more eyes on it. Like I'm not a big tennis fan, but if I owned an NFT in regards to this, then yeah, I definitely would be paying more attention. So that's cool.
I'm going to see you up. Go ahead.
No, I said that actually ties a little bit into what I had for the Roon report. So that's pretty cool.
Holy smokes. I was so hyped about what was going on. We almost didn't hit the Roon report. Roon, take it away, my man.
All right. So this is a little bit of a different type of football. So as you know, football here in America is really handball, in my opinion. But in other parts of the world, it is called football. We call it soccer. However, there wasn't any real soccer NFT announcements going on. There's been a lot of trade rumors going on because it is the trade season in January. For the end of January is when other things will people.
Roon, you with us?
Yeah, no, on here. Yeah, no. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you cut out briefly. It sounded like something was going on there, and your headphones may have get yanked. You okay? Roon, bark twice if you're in Milwaukee. Have the courage to say something. All right, Roon. The Roon report, unfortunately, will have to be postponed. Roon has left the stratosphere. Roon, when you come back, let us know. We can get back to it. But I did want to make mention.
Me?
Are you trolling me, Roon?
No,
Roon,
I'm not. I don't know what's going on.
You waited till I got you off and then introed my next segment, and then you came back. Are you good now?
What's going on?
Are you good now?
Yes, I
am. All right. We'll go back to the Roon report this one time.
All right. Real quick on this then. So there's a football player, previous football player for the unfortunate Dallas Cowboys, Des Bryant. He actually is talking about getting into the NFT game, and one of his thoughts is utilizing Chainlink and to do player NFTs, which will have stats update in real time for the players that you get. Trevin Diggs, Max Crosby, Von Miller, and Marquise Hollywood Brown, they've all invested in it as well. But but having this is kind of like what you were talking about with the field. Now, obviously, it's not related to the field, but every time a stat updates, it'll update on the NFT that you get. So touchdowns, tackles, penalties, all regularly updated on it. So I thought that was really interesting.
It definitely is, and that Dez has been involved for a little bit now in some various things. So good to see him continuing to play in the space and follow up.
Yeah, that was it for the Roon report this time.
Okay, it sounds like you have a much more interesting and I'm sure much cuter guest host than me over there. So you can go ahead and tend to your conversations there. I'll carry us through a little bit here. I did want to make mention, if anyone caught the stream yesterday, we actually talked with Mattel with regards to their Barbie Balmain auction that was happening with their three pieces. And I had the opportunity to speak with the head of digital at Mattel and throw in my 2 cents. I said, listen, I definitely need a Masters of the Universe NFT drop sometime in the near future. And he on camera confirmed for me there will be a Masters of the Universe NFT drop and game happening in Q1 or Q2 of this year. So super excited for that. As you guys know, I'm a pretty big fan of the IP. I enjoyed the next Netflix series that Kevin Smith had put out. So excited to see that toy companies are continuing with their rollout. And he also mentioned that there was a multi-pronged strategy, right? So what they did specifically with Hot Wheels and Wax was relative to their understanding of the brand and the market for that particular IP being mass market, Barbie being a little bit more niche and high end. And so Masters of the Universe, who
Yes.
has Monster High, who knows what else will come, but exciting things to come from Mattel.
Yeah, no, and I remember you saying that yesterday. That you basically hyped yourself up for it because you had to control yourself.
I definitely did. I had to mute my mic, but props to him for being forthcoming and letting us know right off the bat. So he seemed to be excited about it as well. Before I get into the pack rips, because I do have some packs here to rip with you guys, I did want to say, awesome job this past season with the Pick'em League. We went through all 18 games and we announced our last set of winners for week 18 earlier today. So props to, I believe it was HF, Lady Warboss, a lot of the typical names. Rads came through for the entire season with the highest winning percentage. So Rads absolutely dominating most folks. And that top five rounded out with Dominic, Johnny Cashout, HF, and later Warboss. So nice to see the women representing there as well and keeping me out of anywhere near contention. Thank you for smashing me every week. I need the humbling experience. But especially shout out to our fantasy sports committee who really put it on themselves to make prop bets and put the league together for you guys all season long. So that would be Rads, Moneyball, and Hooper Dude. Without them, this would not be happening. So incredible to see the work that they put in, from custom graphics to making really cool and interesting prop bets each week, whether Notre Dame's in it or not. And then also, being super invested and excited about everything it brings to the community. And with that, I will put a little spoiler out here. Yes, we will have more prop bets going through the playoffs. So look for
Nice.
prop bets as the playoffs go through, and seeing what else I can cook up for the Super Bowl.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I looked at my pick'ems and I got 80, so I sucked. But yeah, and since I came into it with in the last like 5 weeks of the season, so congrats to everyone out there. And Raki, great job kicking butt.
Yeah, for sure. And I noticed that T-Rads fell off. I think he finally got wind that Rads was the big dog and he wasn't gonna even attempt it. So we'll see what happens there. But I do have some packs, my man. I was thinking about ripping, and I think Fabio mentioned he may have some as well. I don't know if Fabio still wants to come through or he couldn't control his urges. Fabio, if you still want to hop on, let us know. We'll get you on the stream and you could rip with us as well. Although I understand you have a slightly different pack if you had kept it. But I will go ahead and these. I have 4 packs. I'm not going to comment on every one because it just hasn't been really worthwhile. But if we do get something amazing, I'm sure we will talk about it. So with that, let us rip.
The suspense is palpable.
Maybe not. It keeps circling back to the original page. Let's see. Here we go.
There you go.
Last pack. Wait for something to talk about here, Roon.
I know, right?
Nice dunk, though.
That was.
Another
Well-
set of 4-packs.
I think the Malik Monk and then the Hustle and Show that you got on the one before that, I think that was pretty good.
Yeah, it was okay. But we have a guest with us now, Fabio. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully you can bring us some,
Fabio.
you know, I think just by your presence, you've kind of cleansed the palate here of this horrible pack rip that I've just done. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. I love sports. I love NFL and NBA. I'm glad to be here.
Well, man, did you scoop any of these today or nah?
No, I didn't participate in today's drop. I've just been kind of observing everything as far as Series 3 goes. I kind of jumped in at the beginning, but I've been mainly collecting like S2 moments.
Nice. Well, thank you for offering to come on and rip a pack with us. I'm excited to see this, honestly. This will be the first time
Me
I've
too.
watched. So down on the bottom, you see there's a button that says share. You can click that and then click share screen. And on the bottom left-hand corner, there's a button that says share audio. So I'd be interested to hear the audio as well, if you could.
No problem. I am working on figuring all this out. So entire screen, window, and then tab. You want me to do the entire screen?
Yeah, entire screen. That's the way. That way we can get the sound as well.
Okay.
And then the bottom left, there's a little thing that says include sound. So you want to make sure that your screen is showing the pack that you want to rip, and I will add it.
Okay.
All right.
I think I did everything.
You did.
There
Tell
you
us what we're looking at here, man.
Yeah. So if you logged in and you have access to NFL All Day, this is kind of like your own profile. This is similar to like NBA Top Shots profile page. I was lucky enough to snag the OG Fabio. And then yeah, here's the moments, which I don't have any, but I have the pack that I am ready to open when y'all are ready.
Ooh, can't wait.
Yeah, I've never done this either. And can you hear the audio?
We cannot.
No.
Did you click the little checkbox on the bottom left when you added screen?
I actually did not.
Okay,
see,
I'm gonna dump it, and then you can like
No
this
problem.
little button here that says stop. That says stop screen, and you can re-add it.
Did you do it?
I think you got to do it.
Oh, I got to do it.
Yeah. This is down the bottom. It says stop screen, and then you can re-add it. Someone said it's the standard track. Maybe it's the same track from NBA Top Shot. I don't know. We will find out.
I think it is because I watched someone else rip a pack, and the music did sound very similar, where it was like a trap hip hop beat.
Okay. And this is coming from our trap. This is coming from someone who could produce a trap hip hop beat. So I appreciate the characterization coming from you, Fabio. You got to bless us with like some custom music for some of our intros or something. That'd be pretty dope.
I am 100% open to that. We got to set that up.
We need the whale theme straight from Fabio. All right. Did you take the little box in the bottom left that was add sound?
Yeah, it wasn't on the entire screen, but when I went to the tab, that was an option, so I went that route instead.
We'll roll with it. If it doesn't work, then I'll take everyone's word for it. That's the same as Top Shot.
But I still don't hear anything. I'm not sure what's going on, but yeah.
You know what? You know what it is? Roon got a new mic. He's messed up everyone's system, man.
I've totally messed everybody up.
All right, let's see it.
Through the Wi-Fi. Oh my goodness. Okay. I already logged in, so I wouldn't have to do this.
Oh, the suspense.
So what is it doing? Is it giving you a 2FA or something?
It gave me, it looked like I was signing the transaction, which is very interesting because I haven't done that on NBA Top Shot. But Roon did say that they were on chain, so maybe that is what's happening right now.
Interesting.
Oh, yep, they're syncing now.
That's like when I opened my packs, I had a sinking feeling in my stomach that I was going to get more marketplace baseline to throw out there. So you could, what were the limits? You could just scoop one pack or one of each type?
You know what? That is a good question. I only was able to buy one pack because that's all of the, liquidity I had at the moment. So I didn't even think about thinking about the other ones. But yeah, that's a very interesting question.
You're gonna be like those people. They buy one raffle ticket or whatever, and they win the grand prize. Let's see it happen, Fabio.
I heard that.
Yep,
okay, yeah, we got it. What's your technique? Left to right and then center?
Yeah, left to right, center. Left, right, center.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Nice catch.
He almost had hops like Roon when he's dunking over there.
You got that damn straight.
That is a nice catch. And I realize that the moments are like square.
Oh, he's going straight left to right.
He
He's not even
mixed
saving
it
the
up.
center. Yeah,
I mixed it up.
Keenan Allen. Okay.
Oh, a dime.
January 2nd.
Oh, and a celebration.
Oh, that's a nice inclusion.
Oh, I like the visuals and how it proceeds.
Yeah, see, they got me with that little glitch at the end for the icons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Look at that.
Jacoby
Now I'm
Myers.
on Avid. Huh?
Jacoby's a workhorse, but he got like 1 or 2 touchdowns. They were like, is this guy ever going to get a TD? Has a million receptions and like no touchdowns. So finally got
Well,
some.
that's why they made an all pass out of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Or all day, I should say.
Awesome, man. Thanks for sharing with us. That was cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm glad to share this with like the whale community. My materials were also, 10,000 is pretty decent.
Yeah. So what do you think? You're going to stay a collector? You enjoyed the process and whatnot?
I'm not sure what's available with Dapper, but I was actually thinking of gifting these to some of my friends and stuff, just because I know a lot of my friends are much more into NFL than I am. So that was kind of my original plan.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's cool. If you had something that was like super dope, we tell you, be like, no, absolutely not. You got to keep it. But I think, at the least, having that experience was definitely cool. Thank you for coming on and sharing with us, man.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
That'll
Yeah, that was great. Thanks, man.
hold off my FOMO for a little bit until I get that UFC invite. Everyone, thank you for joining us this week on Hang Time. We will check you next one.
Have a good one, everyone.
Take care.